Learn English easily. Let's cook with Alex. Alex, who had never tried cooking before, was eager to learn how to cook. The idea of making a delicious meal all by himself was exciting to Alex. So he chose to start his cooking journey by preparing a very simple and popular dish. The dish was none other than spaghetti with tomato sauce. This choice seemed perfect for a beginner, not too complicated, yet a classic favorite that many people love. Alex was hopeful and full of excitement, ready to take on the challenge of cooking this dish for the first time. Alex's cooking adventure started with a fun and important task: going shopping for ingredients. With a sense of excitement, he set out for the nearby market, carrying an empty basket. Upon arriving at the market, which was filled with the sounds of people chatting and the smells of fresh food, Alex first made his way to the section where vegetables were displayed. This was a colorful place, filled with all kinds of fresh and healthy vegetables. Here, Alex carefully chose some bright red tomatoes, which were juicy and ripe. Alongside these, Alex picked out some crisp green bell peppers and a few white onions. Each vegetable was selected carefully, thinking about the flavors they would add to the dish. After selecting the vegetables, Alex continued the shopping journey. Next on the list was pasta. In the pasta section, rows of different types of pasta were neatly lined up. Alex looked for spaghetti, which is a long, thin type of pasta, perfect for the dish he planned to cook. Finding just the right packet of spaghetti, Alex added it to the basket. Lastly, Alex remembered to pick up a small bottle of olive oil, which was needed to cook the vegetables. It was a simple but essential ingredient, adding a nice flavor to the sauce. With the basket now full of all the necessary ingredients, Alex was ready to head home and start the cooking adventure. Alex got back to their kitchen, ready to start cooking. He puts all the ingredients he just bought on the kitchen counter. There were red tomatoes, green bell peppers, white onions, spaghetti, and olive oil. It looked like a lot, but Alex was ready to use them all to make a tasty meal. Next, Alex opened a cookbook. This book had lots of recipes for people who were just learning to cook. Alex found the page for a recipe called Simple Spaghetti. This was the recipe he wanted to follow. The book would help Alex know what to do step by step. The first thing the recipe said to do was to cook the spaghetti. Alex got a big pot, big enough for lots of water and spaghetti. He filled the pot with water from the tap and put it on the stove. Then Alex turned on the stove so the water would start to get hot. The water had to boil, which meant it needed to get hot and make bubbles. While the pot of water was getting hot on the stove, Alex started to work on making the sauce for the spaghetti. The first step was to clean the tomatoes. Alex held them under the tap, letting cold water wash over them to make sure they were nice and clean. Then it was time to cut them up. Alex took a small knife, not too big or too sharp, and started cutting the tomatoes into little pieces. He did the same with the green bell peppers and the white onions. All these vegetables were chopped up into small bits. Alex was a bit nervous, about cutting everything right, but he also felt excited about cooking. Once all the vegetables were chopped, it was time to cook them. Alex put some olive oil in a frying pan. Olive oil makes the vegetables very tasty. Alex turned on the stove and waited until the oil got warm. When the oil was ready, Alex carefully put the chopped tomatoes, bell peppers, and onions into the frying pan. This made a sizzling sound as the vegetables hit the hot oil, and it was a fun sound to hear. As the vegetables started to cook, the kitchen began to smell good. It was a warm, yummy smell that made Alex feel happy. Using a wooden spoon, Alex stirred the vegetables around in the pan. He watched as the vegetables changed color. They got softer and started to mix. The colors and smells all blended into something new. To make the sauce taste even better, Alex added a little bit of salt and some dried herbs. These are special plants that are dried and used to add flavor to food. As Alex stirred and cooked, the sauce started to look and smell just right, and it was almost ready to go on the spaghetti. At this point, the water in the big pot on the stove was boiling. It was now the perfect time to cook the spaghetti. Alex took the packet of spaghetti and slowly put it into the boiling water. He was careful to spread the spaghetti out so it wouldn't stick together. Spaghetti can sometimes stick and become like one big clump. While the spaghetti was in the pot, cooking in the hot water, Alex didn't just wait. He went back to the sauce that was still cooking in the frying pan. Now and then, Alex would stir the sauce with the wooden spoon. Stirring helps mix everything and keeps the sauce from burning. Alex even tasted the sauce a few times to see how it was doing. It felt exciting to taste the sauce and think, I'm cooking this myself. It was like being a real chef in a kitchen. After the spaghetti had been cooked in the boiling water for about 10 minutes, it was ready. Alex turned off the stove and then had to drain the water out. To do this, he used a colander. A colander is a bowl with lots of little holes in it. When you put spaghetti in it, the water runs out, but the spaghetti stays inside. Alex carefully poured the spaghetti and water into the colander. Now, with the spaghetti drained and the sauce ready, it was time to put them together. Alex took the spaghetti and put it back into the big pot. Then he poured the homemade tomato sauce over it. He mixed the spaghetti and sauce gently. The dish he made was simple, just spaghetti and tomato sauce, but Alex felt proud. He had cooked a whole meal all by himself, and it felt like a big achievement. It's a great feeling when you try something new and do it well, and that's how Alex felt about cooking this meal. Finally, it was time to eat. The spaghetti was served on a plate, steam rising and the scent of tomatoes and herbs in the air. The first bite was delicious, and Alex smiled. Cooking wasn't so hard after all, and it was fun. From that day on, Alex cooked more and more, trying new recipes and enjoying the process of creating meals. The kitchen became a place of joy and delicious adventures. And that's the story of how Alex learned to cook a simple dish.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe for more.